The sound of metal hitting porcelain was sharp and final. Then came the splash. I stared as my wife, Lisa, let her wedding ring sink into the toilet bowl. Her face twisted in contempt. "It's cheap," she said flatly, her voice cutting through the silence. "It never meant anything anyway." For a few seconds I couldn't speak. My brain couldn't keep up with what I'd just seen. That ring had cost me months of saving. Back when I still believed that love meant sacrifice, that every late-night overtime shift was worth it because of her smile. Now that smile was gone. And in its place, I saw someone I didn't recognize. "Lisa," I finally said, my throat dry. "What the hell was that?" She crossed her arms, her eyes cold. "I'm done pretending, Mark. It's over." My chest tightened. "Over? Because of a ring? Because I'm not happy," she snapped. "You don't listen. You don't touch me. You don't even see me anymore." That part stung because it wasn't entirely untrue. We'd grown distant. The arguments had become routine, her laughter less frequent, her affection colder. But what she did next told me that unhappiness wasn't the whole story. She glanced at her phone on the counter, and when it buzzed, she moved to grab it. Too quickly. I caught the name that flashed across the screen before she could turn it face down. Evan. My stomach sank. I knew that name. A coworker from her office. The guy she said was just a friend. The one she claimed always made the group chats more fun. My hands trembled, but my voice stayed calm. "You and Evan. How long?" She froze for half a second, then scoffed. "Don't start with your paranoid nonsense." "Lisa," I said quietly. "Don't lie to me. Please." Her jaw tightened. Her silence told me everything. I laughed softly, a bitter sound that didn't feel like it came from me. "So this is what it comes down to. You throw away your marriage for a guy from work." "You don't understand," she said, her tone shifting. "He listens to me. He makes me feel alive again." "You make you feel bored," I finished. "Right." She didn't deny it. There was a moment, maybe 2 seconds long, where I felt everything all at once. Rage, disbelief, heartbreak, shame. My hands went cold. My vision blurred. I thought about the night she said she was working late, the perfume that lingered even after her showers, the sudden new lingerie she said she bought for herself. I'd seen the signs. I just didn't want to believe them. She moved toward the door, grabbing her purse. "I'm staying with a friend tonight." "With Evan," I said. Her pause confirmed it. She opened her mouth to say something, but I held up a hand. "Don't. Just go." The door closed behind her, leaving the faint echo of her heels fading down the hall. I stood there for a long time, staring at the toilet bowl, the water still swirling faintly where her ring had disappeared. My reflection in the water looked strange, distorted. But as the minutes passed, the shock began to shift into something sharper, something colder. That night I didn't sleep. I sat at the kitchen table with a glass of whiskey, staring at the empty chair across from me. Every memory felt poison now. Our wedding photos on the wall mocked me. The smiling faces, the promises, lies carved into frames. At around 2 a.m. I made up my mind. By morning I had changed every lock in the house. New keys, new security code, new beginning. I packed her things, every last piece. Clothes, shoes, makeup, even the half-empty bottle of perfume she left on the dresser. I boxed them neatly, labeled them, and dropped them off at her office. I didn't say a word. Just left them with a receptionist and walked out. Around noon my phone buzzed. It was her. "What the hell, Mark? I can't get into the house." I took a sip of coffee. "Yeah, I figured you'd want a fresh start. Now you have one. You can't just lock me out of my own home." "It's my name on the deed," I said calmly. "Yours never made it there, remember?" There was a pause. I could hear her breathing hard. "You're being petty." I almost laughed. "Petty? You flushed our marriage down the toilet, Lisa. I'm just doing cleanup." She cursed and hung up. I thought that would be the end of it. But 2 days later I got an email from Evan. It was short, apologetic. He said he was sorry for how things unfolded, that he never meant to hurt anyone. He wrote that Lisa had told him we were already separated. That was when I realized she hadn't just betrayed me. She'd lied to him too. A thought began to form in my mind. Small dark spark. That weekend, I invited Evan to meet me, under the pretense of clearing the air. I told him I just wanted to understand. He agreed hesitantly. We met at a small cafe downtown. He looked nervous, like a man who'd been caught in a trap he didn't fully understand. I didn't know, he said quickly. She told me you two were done. She told me you were a friend, I replied. He looked down. She's not who I thought she was. Welcome to the club, I said quietly. Then I pulled out my phone and slid it across the table. On the screen was a short video, a clip from our home's security camera. The night she came back to get her things. She didn't know the new system was already running. She didn't just come for her clothes. She came with Evan. He went pale as he watched himself on screen, following her into my house, kissing her in the doorway. You didn't know, I said softly. He shook his head, speechless. Leaned back. She used both of us. But you know what? She's your problem now. He didn't say another word. He just left, his face white as chalk. 2 hours later, Lisa called again, screaming this time. What did you do? She shouted. He broke up with me. He won't even answer my texts. I smiled faintly. Guess he finally saw what I did. You're a monster, she hissed. No, I said quietly. I'm just done being your fool. For a long time after that call ended, I sat in silence. The house felt strange without her. Emptier but cleaner. The air didn't carry her perfume anymore. The mirrors didn't reflect her image. For the first time in months I could breathe. I went into the bathroom, staring at the toilet bowl where she'd flushed her ring days earlier. The water looked calm now. Well, maybe she thought that ring was cheap. Maybe to her it was just metal and stone. But to me it had been a promise. Now I realized promises are only as strong as the person who keeps them. And mine had just been set free.